Boom, coming in hot, Chinch. What's going on, brother?
I'm feeling great today. You gave me a great pep talk before we started today. I love when you give me those. When Case gets on a roll
bro.
with his energy, man, it's the greatest.
Let's
it's good,
go.
Good day to be alive.
Well, it is, dude. That's why I say if we could all start looking at our life with appreciation and gratitude, I try it for 1 week. Don't even believe me. Don't even think that I said anything. Everyone out there, try it for 1 week. Let's start looking at through the lens of appreciation and gratitude. I guarantee you'll feel different. Your life will look different. Your life will look different.
Yeah, that's great.
So what do we got, bro? Talk about appreciation and gratitude.
Yeah.
We got the World Series coming up, dude. For us being baseball fans, obviously analysts, but fans, let's go, man. Let's go. And it's going to be the Phillies and the Astros, two of the best teams. Let's go.
Although they have too much time for gratitude because they finished their series when?
Sunday.
This is dangerous. This is like PTSD for Casey because this is what happened with the Tigers back in the day.
It really is, dude. Bottom line is kryptonite for baseball players is time off. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, creatures of habit, creatures of rhythm, creatures of routines, creatures of timing, right? And so to have 4, 5, 6 days off, it's going to be 4 days off and then they play on Friday, but still, it's another all-star break, bro.
Yeah. Plus,
these guys play every day during the year. I almost feel like, okay, when the series ends, day off, then the World Series starts. But, you got to set up the TV contracts. You got to set up the commercials. You got to set up all that stuff. So it's never going to happen. But I know the players want it that way.
Yeah. The weird thing about baseball, and I don't think this happens in any other sport, if I think about it, no matter what, if you're really hot, you don't want to stop playing. If you're really cold, you might want a day off, but you don't want a week to think about, like, your last hit was like 3 weeks ago, right? Like, it's like,
no, dude.
No matter how you're feeling, you want to play.
When you're hot, you're sleeping great. When you're cold, you got inside. There's guys that are cold are like Altuve's looking at the ceiling going, God, I got insomnia. I can't sleep right now. How am I going to get my swing going? You know what I mean? So you can't wait to get to the cages.
I know. All right, so let's dive right into this. What we were talking about doing, and I think this will be fun. Let's go position by position. See who's got the advantage, right? We'll start with what I think is an easy one, and that's the backstop. You got Real Muto, obviously, who's one of the greatest, and then there's a combination, Maldonado and Vasquez, right? Who are defensively
the best.
They're up there. I mean, I would almost call it a push defensively. What's your take?
Yeah. Well, Maldonado, man, these guys love pitching to him, man. The way he calls the game, the way he frames the pitches, how he can control the running game, throwing guys out. And you saw Vasquez had a big game 2 the other day, and believe in game 4. They have a really legit backstop. So defensively, man, they're really good. Now on the flip side, Maldonado's also come up with some hits and all that stuff, but they're not Real Muto. Real Muto offensively is the creme de la creme, man. This guy's one of the best in the game, but he's also one of the best in the game behind the dish too. So I'm going to have to give the advantage to the Phillies just because Real Muto does it all both ways. Even if Maldonado's a tad better defensively, which I don't even know if that's close because Real Muto is that good. Yeah. Real Muto's bat, get advantage Phillies.
Gotcha. All right, this is a fun one. First base, Gurriel is a big game player. You put that stamp on it. He's a big game player. He might not be the greatest player, but like we said the other day, seven consecutive seasons in a postseason for somebody like him, like that means something. But Rhys Hoskins is starting to turn into the Rhys Hoskins that came up where everybody was saying this guy might be one of the best players in the league.
Right.
What do you think here?
Well, Gurriel obviously is raking this postseason. Didn't have a great season. Everyone's like, the guy's getting older. Then bam, you get Gurriel in the postseason, got over 900 OPS, hit a couple home runs, driving in runs like he always does, like every time. Rhys Hoskins is interesting because, his postseason, his division series wasn't great, but his championship series hit 4 bombs. And, big ones too, man. Big ones
like spots. Yeah.
Big spots and coming at you right now, you know what I mean? And, even against the Braves, he came up big. So, I think one thing about Hoskins is he can beat you, with that big fly better than Gurriel can. But I think Gurriel's experience, there's something about Gurriel's experience that I really like. I'm going to have to give the advantage to the Astros here. I just feel like Gurriel defensively and his bat, obviously Hoskins' power is a little better, but Hoskins hasn't got a ton of hits. All his hits have been home runs.
Yeah.
So we'll see but I'd say if you're talking, a slight advantage to the Astros and Gurriel on this one.
I like that. Okay, this is a fun one.
Yeah.
Different, actually 5 years ago, this would have been a decent question. Now it's a really good question. Gene Segura or Altuve?
Yeah. Interesting, huh? Mm-hmm. I mean, Segura, talk about some big hits. Guys come up with some big hits. And, and some big plays defensively, too. I love the way he doesn't strike out. He's a really tough out. No doubt about that. Tell you what, man. Altuve getting those 2 hits in that last game against the Yankees. Bro, you don't hit 300 because you're just this guy's streaky. You hit 300 because you're consistent. So when you go 0 for 25, you're going to get all it says is, and your team's still winning. Thank God that happened if you're Altuve and you're about to get hot. That's what I think. So, like, when I've been there before where you go 0 for 25, then you're like, dude, I'm about to get hot. Like, everyone thinks you're struggling. No. You're a 300 hitter because you're that guy. Yep. You're the guy that's about to go on a tear, and the average says you're a 300 hitter. So if you're 0 for 25, that means you're about to hit 500 for the next 4 or 5 games, right?
Yeah.
So with that in mind, I have to go to the experience of Altuve and the fact that I think he's about to get hot in the World Series.
All right, good. This is fun. All right, third base. I don't even know if we need to have this argument. Freaking Alex Bregman is a superstar, especially in the postseason. He hasn't had the greatest last couple of years generally, but like we keep saying, damn, man, he's a beast. And Bohm, though, pretty strong player.
Yeah.
What do you
Alec
think?
Bohm's been good. You know what I mean? I like him. I just think offensively and defensively. Listen, as soon as Bregman got healthy, go look at his stats in the second half on. I mean, this guy, I think he found something, but also I think he's talking the other day about, feeling 100%. Now you got a 2-headed monster in the middle of that lineup with Alvarez and Bregman. So the advantage here goes to Bregman. He's battle tested in the playoffs. He's hot right now, and he could pick it at third base too. So Bohm's a good player, but Bregman's better.
Yeah, easy enough there. All right, shortstop is, I would argue that it's probably one of the rougher positions on both teams offensively. Well, who do you like? Let's see.
Well, you know what? You got to go. You got to go with Pena on this one. I mean, Stott's a good player. He can pick it over there at short.
Yeah.
But for me, I mean, Pena's had a great postseason. Some big hits, some big home runs. Drives the ball out of the ballpark. Can beat you in so many different ways. And the fact that he's doing what he's doing, the Astros obviously don't miss Correa like they thought they would this postseason. So the edge is going to go to the Astros and Pena on this.
There you go. All right, left field is fun. First of all, I'm looking at the depth chart and I'm like, holy shit, I forgot about Brantley. They had Brantley and he's hurt. That is one of the best hitters in a game. Yeah, but you're looking at Trey Mancini, who's been playing left a lot, and Schwarber. That's a fun one.
Yeah. Yeah. Do we consider Alvarez the left fielder?
Oh, that's
or
right.
Mancini the left fielder?
Yeah, let's do Alvarez. I
think Alvarez has been playing mostly left field. On this one, man, I love both these guys. I mean, for me, Schwarber. Loves Schwarbs, loves what he brings to the table, loves his energy in the clubhouse, love how hard he can hit the ball. He's hot right now. Schwarber's a guy like you got to ride. If you look at this season, like he goes hot and cold. Right now he's hot. It has a real chance to make an impact with his bat. Alvarez is just such a good hitter. I think that's one thing with Alvarez. It's tough to look at him and just be like, you know what? This guy is such a good hitter, and he can beat you in so many ways, lefties, righties, all that. So as much as I like Schwarbs and how good he's hitting right now, I'm going to have to say the advantage goes a little bit to the Astros. But, listen, Schwarber's a guy who can beat you just as much as Alvarez can. So this is a good argument.
That is a good one.
Maybe, you know what, bro? Maybe this is our first push.
I like that. Okay. That's
Schwarber's hot. Alvarez, is swinging the bat well, but maybe this is the first push,
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
All right, so center field, this is a fun one. You're so used to seeing Springer running around there for them for all these years. Not there. I guess we'll go McCormick. McCormick was demoted in June, but he's been legit in the postseason. 2 homers in ALCS. And on the flip side, What do we got? Marsh, we'll go with there.
Marsh.
Mm-hmm. What do
Yeah.
you like?
Yeah, interesting.
It's tough.
This is a good one, man.
It is a good one.
They're both kind of maybe they both feel like close to the kind of same player.
Yes.
They both play at unbelievable center field. They're going to be game changers defensively. Marsh obviously came up with that big hit earlier. I feel like for me, McCormick has the edge here.
Nice.
There's just something about McCormick that I really like. He's come up with a couple big hits, just like Marsh has in these postseason. I like them both defensively. Maybe like Marsh, maybe maybe a tad, but just a little bit. They're so good. So I'm going to say McCormick here in center field.
Marsh has a hair advantage, though. Marsh has a hair advantage.
Yeah, Marsh's hair is incredible. So definitely, if you're talking about a hair advantage, Marsh wins. Landslide.
Nice. All right. Let's go to right field now. I guess Castellanos hasn't been Castellanos, right? Let's see. And then we got Tucker, right? I think we pretty much know where you're going to go here. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I think Tucker has the advantage here. I really do. Castellanos, though, has swung the bat better this postseason. He didn't have the best year this year, but he's had a couple big hits. He has got one bomb. That I guess he hasn't really swung it that great this postseason. 220, no home runs, only 6 RBIs.
Tucker's slash line over the last 3 seasons I'm seeing here is 274,
gets better and better.
274, 341, 516. That's pretty good. And he's an elite defender, right?
Yeah, and Tucker hasn't had the greatest of postseasons either, but I really feel like Tucker's bat can beat you. Can beat you right away. So you got to go with the advantage being the Astros here and Tucker and Wright.
Yeah,
but I do think this is a good thing about good players. Castellanos is a good player. He has a track record. At the end of the day, if he gets hot, he could carry you. He could carry you in this postseason.
Absolutely.
So he's that kind of guy,
DH, I don't even think this is I don't even want to insult Bryce Harper with this question, but the one thing we can talk about is this is why it's good to have the DH in both leagues, because you arguably would have had to play the World Series without Bryce Harper for a couple games if you got this far without the DH.
Well, you probably would have lost him if he was no DH. He'd have had surgery back in.
That's true. Yeah,
back in May. You wouldn't have Bryce Harper.
No,
his season would have been over. So it's incredible. I love that that just happens to be the first year with the universal DH. Harper is probably the one guy that benefited the most because of that injury. Listen, man, just not a comparison here. You can't, put Bryce Harper is in his own category. He's in the category with Trout. He's in the category with Alvarez. He's in the different category for me. So obviously advantage here with the DH is to the Phillies and Bryce Harper and just how well he's swinging the bat, the energy he brings to that team. How he plays the game just by being in the dugout. He's the guy that just the double hit the other day. He's like, this is my house. So cool. Stuff like that. And to have that 7-pitch at bat in a deciding game, down 3-2 in the 8th, and he goes deep to left center, man. Like, for me, this guy's heartbeat's slow. He's been here, done that. And, there's so many good storylines coming into the postseason. You want Dusty Baker to win it, but you also want Bryce Harper to win it. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. But it's great for baseball to have Bryce Harper in the World Series.
100 billion%. It's really great for baseball.
Incredible, yeah.
Starting rotations, like if you're looking at the last week, like the Astros have the greatest rotation in the history of baseball. Because they knocked about 120 strikeouts off the Yankees, but you're facing a different lineup now. Much different type of lineup. Same type of danger, like same type of power in a Phillies lineup, but I feel like they might. You got to assume they're going to give better at bats and better fights against this Astros staff. So what do you think? Yeah,
I think the Phillies are going to put together better at bats against the Astros staff. I really do. And I think that, when you got Nola and Wheeler out there at the top of that rotation, and that's really good. Suarez has been really good too. So, but you got Verlander and Valdez and the guys at the top of that rotation, McCullers. Yeah. I'd have to say the advantage goes to the Astros. Right. They've had the best pitching all year long in the league. That bullpen is incredible too. They got some thunder coming out of there. And I personally think the two best managers that work on a bullpen are Dusty Baker and Terry Francona. So to have Bake been there, done that, through the some of the failures he's had in his career, the feedback that he's gotten on how to use a bullpen, you can tell, he puts these guys in great positions to succeed. So I'd have to say right now, if I'm looking at it, that, the Astros have the better pitching than the Phillies, although the Phillies do have really good pitching.
Yeah. And when the Phillies guys are hot, like they're as good, like Wheeler can shut you down. Like, right? Nola can shut you down. Nola's coming off having to face his brother. That's crazy. I watched that video. They're just the ISO cam of their dad, by the way, on that hit.
Oh, dude, he was a mess.
It made me sick. I felt sick for him because he was just like he didn't know what to do. Physically, did not know what to do.
Did you see after Austin got the hit for the Padres off of Aaron, for the Phillies? The lady in the Padres outfit, must have been a family member, turned to high five him, and he was like, "Nah,
what are you doing?"
He's like, "What do you do? I just don't know. I don't know what to do here. It feels good and bad at the same time."
Oh my god! All right, hey, so is there? I'm putting you on a spot here. Is there like an X factor for each team? Like which guy? Now, might not even. I'm not talking like Bryce Harper. I'm talking like.
Yeah,
it's tough.
You know what? Alec Boehm jumps out at me for the Phillies because I think he's a bat that could get. You've seen throughout the year, it was a couple months there where he was really hot, 360, 370, somewhere around there with some damage. Mm-hmm. He's a guy, a sleeper guy in that lineup. You're like, oh man, this guy really stepped up. And, I'd probably say, wouldn't it be an unbelievable story if Trey Mancini?
I was just thinking him.
Trey Mancini, the journey that he's had through cancer and all of it, coming back and doing well, gets traded to the Astros. Now he's in the World Series. What if Trey Mancini comes up and has a really big World Series?
Yeah, that'd be so great. Especially like he was the best player on a horrible team for a long time and kept playing his ass off. He's like such a easily rootable guy for him.
No, he is, man. He is. There's no doubt.
There's no doubt.
And I tell you what, I think the edge with the managers too goes to Dusty Baker. Bake's been here, was here last year. That they've been so close. And I don't know if it's Bake's year or what. I just know they have the team to do it. This team is loaded.
Do. Yeah.
And it's going to be a fun World Series. Rob Thompson, man, good for him. Should have had a managerial job a long time ago. Long time ago. And now that he's had a chance, you saw the interview with Gene Segura after game the other day. He couldn't have said enough great things about Rob Thompson and just that he's the same guy no matter whether they win or lose. And we were talking the other day about Hoskins and Schwarber at the top of that lineup were struggling. A veteran manager doesn't shuffle the lineup all the time. I can't stand that stuff. I can't stand when all these teams are, let's do the analytics. This guy's struggling. Dude, if he's struggling, that means it's about to get hot.
Right.
That means it's about to get going. And as a player, when you walk in and you're like, I'm hitting first for this whole time. Now I'm hitting seventh. Now I'm hitting fifth. Dude, let me settle in. Let me figure it's like a bullpen guy. You bring a bullpen guy in the seventh and eighth, he gives it up, and now he's our long reliever, or you don't pitch him for a while. No, dude. You got to go with your guys. You got to dance with the girl that brought you, right? Yes. That's what my dad used to say. You know what I mean? And you got to bottom line is you got to, you got these guys, and I thought that was great. Rob Thompson kept Hoskins and Schwarber at the top of the lineup. Never mess with it. All of a sudden they're hot. And they're winning ball games for you. So got to give credit to Rob Thompson, but Dusty Baker's been around. This ain't his first rodeo. He's never won a World Series, and I think that's going to play a role in this series. His knowledge, his past failures, he's going to use the feedback that he's gotten from those failures and use them wisely.
All right. Well, then who do you got in how many games?
I think you're going to see the Astros are going to win it in 6. Astros in 6. Yeah, I just think that's what's going to happen. But the Phillies are going to play great baseball. They're going to be in it. I think the Astros are a really, really good team this year. When I look at them, it seems like there's something there's a little FU in there. Listen, we're gonna win this thing, prove that we're a good ball club, take that trash can stuff, throw it out the window, and go win the title. That's how I feel. So 6 games, Astros in 6.
You know what's interesting? They are officially, I think, the bad guys of baseball. Regardless of how many of these guys were on the team or not, it's so funny. Like I was listening to Bill Burr the other day. He's a huge Red Sox fan.
Yeah.
And he was talking on his podcast, which is great. He was like, I can't believe it. He's like, I've been a Red Sox fan my whole life. And he goes, I hate these Astros so much that I was rooting for the Yankees against them as a Red Sox fan. Yeah. And I was like, wow, that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot from a Red Sox fan to not want the Yankees to lose. Man. Yeah. But
it's you hate somebody so bad that you'll root for the Yankees as a Red Sox fan. That's
That's what I remember. Oh man, as a Yankee fan growing up, Mets fans always rooted for the Red Sox over the Yankees, and the Mets like sucked back then. So
Yeah.
I used to get so mad at my
I
friends.
still think there's a lot of Red Sox fans that would take the garbage cans and all that stuff in the Astros against the Yankees.
Absolutely, I agree with that. All right, well there you have it. I mean, this is it. This is exciting because you know what? It's
gonna be great.
You say Astros in 6, but like this is not like an easy call. Like it could go either way, and you can see these teams have battled back. There's the moxie of the Phillies is what makes them the most dangerous, I think, in this because they've had these were not easy series that they played, and like you said to your point, like Houston just boat raced the Yankees, like just boat raced them. However, the tight games, so mentally they had to be in every game, but the pitching boat raced them. It's gonna be interesting.
No, I agree that the Astros. You know what? Here's the deal: the Phillies are going to have to string together. Like the Yankees couldn't string together rallies.
Right.
They were just kind of relying on that one hit, which you can't do in the postseason. So the Phillies will have to string together rallies like they've been doing. Mm-hmm. They did it against the Braves in that game 1 of the DS. Yeah. They put together 6 runs, and I don't think nobody homered, just hits, putting the ball in play. Same thing against the Padres. Exactly. You can go to that last deciding game. They're just putting balls in play. They're moving runners over. They're getting traffic on the
other
bases.
way, trying to get base
going the
hits.
other way.
Bryce Harper double, Oppo double. Right. That's so big. Like so
laying bunts down. So at the end of the day, looks like like they're going to have to keep doing that and put the pressure on that Astros pitching.
All right.
Period. That's how they're going to have to win it.
All right, there you go. You're all caught up, fans. So let's do this. Casey,
let's
good
go.
job, man. Good job.
All right, thanks, Chinch. You too, brother. Let's go. Fired up, man. If you're a baseball fan right now, it's a great time of year. You still got football going on. You got and dude, you're working with the 33rdteam.com or whatever, bro. At the end of the day, I feel like you guys got action all the time. You got Monday night football, Sunday night football, Sunday, Thursday night football. Freaking, you're in London at 9:30 in the morning on Sunday. And it's incredible, right, dude? I mean,
oh my God,
it feels like your head's spinning weekly, Chinch.
Oh my
like
God,
an exorcism.
Oh, dude, by Wednesday, I'm like, thank God we got Lambuski on Wednesday mornings because I have no energy on Wednesdays, and we just let him go.
Exactly, let him go.
What was I going to say? Oh, I saw something like last Sunday or Saturday was the 8th time in the history of the country where every professional sport was playing on the same day. So that included like baseball, basketball, football, hockey, PGA, I think soccer. There were 8. There were 8 professional sporting. NASCAR. I meant to write it down so I could bring it up, but it's pretty crazy. This is the best time of the year for sports.
Dude, this is
not
the best
college
time of
football.
year.
You got
college
we haven't even
football,
talked about that. That's fun. And then hey, real quick, how about this? Jim Nantz, retiring from calling. No, he's not coming on our podcast. What do you think?
You got Jim Nantz?
No,
we're in business.
No,
Tony
Sean's
Romo?
face
Tony
just now
Romo?
was great. No, he's announcing he's not going to call the NCAA tournament anymore, and they're giving it to Iron Eagle, who is awesome, by the way. And he's just trying to spend more time with his kids. Nant's not like getting pushed out. He's still doing golf and he's still doing NFL, but pretty interesting.
Love Jim.
You've always heard Jim Nantz.
The voice, yeah,
the voice. Hello, friends.
You think when the ball is tipped, there you are. You're running for your life. You're a shooting, and then Jim Nantz comes on. He's like, you're like, you hear that voice.
So good,
incredible.
So good. Oh, hey, one other shout out to our girl Lauren Shahadi. Kicked ass with those with those post game. First of all, every in-game interviews.
Good.
In-game interviews, amazing, and. That is not an easy thing, that very last thing to do there, because first of all, you got to have your make sure your mic is in a certain way, where your audio is a certain way, because you're in a stadium. You have cheering, standing around 50 crazy men who are just staring at you while you're doing that interview, and she is so great. I'm so proud of her. Dude, she's a great person.
She's so good. Chinch, in this industry, man, at least for me as an analyst, the hardest thing to do is interview people, because.
Yes.
I know when I first started doing interviews, you're answering, you start answering the question for the person. And I've learned like you got to ask what and how questions, right? Was it what? Yeah. Well, the what questions is one of the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is it? What and why? Hang on, I got the paper.
I mean, those are both good. What do you have it written down?
Yeah, I wrote it down. I think it's what and why. But anyway, I just think Shahadi is so good at that. She gets in with the what questions and like, what were you thinking right there? Or, why did you make the move with, with that pitcher? She got in and out on so many things. Those in-game questions are not easy. And like, I even texted her and said, Shahadi, you're doing a great job. It's incredible how good you're nailing it.
So great. So happy for her. Happy for all of us. We got baseball. Let's do it, man. How's Pops?
Go, baby.
Oh, hey, great news today. Somebody's coming home.
Going to pick up Pops again. He was had a little minor surgery yesterday. I'm going to pick him up today. Let's go. Jim Casey rocking and rolling. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
So I'm going to get him right now. All right, brother. Chinch, love you, my man.
Love you, buddy.
Everyone out there, keep listening, downloading, subscribing. We got to say that, right? We got to say that because we need
you to do it.
We need the listeners. We need you to do it.
Yeah, some giveaways coming soon. Maybe they'll give you some. They give you lazy fans some incentive.
Yeah, how about we're gonna get a giveaway going? Let's get a giveaway going. Sean Casey jersey.
Ooh.
Yeah, hopefully that gets at least 5 to 10 more subscribers. Yes. Yeah, let's do the jersey. Let's start promoting it. Maybe, what about after the World Series, we give someone a jersey?
Yes.
A jersey.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we're going to work on that. Okay, excellent. Okay. All right, buddy.
Okay. Talk to your people, Chinch.
I will.
All right, bro. All right.